Imagine being a teenager and sharing the stage with your musical idol. It's sort of become the same old song for the Brooklyn Youth Chorus. But the group doesn't only learn music. These kids experience a whole lot more thanks to a dream that started 20 years ago.
Elton John, Billy Joel, John Legend, Andrea Bocelli. Just a few names of pop artists that we enjoy listening to, but imagine that these kids actually got to perform with them.
I had the chance to perform with Sting and with Billy Joel and Will Ferrell, Sheryl Crow, once-in-a-lifetime experiences.
I've been so lucky. I was 12 when we sang with Elton John. I've sung with John Legend, Sting, Lenny Kravitz was at that concert too, I think. A number of pop musicians, and then of course all these people who are really important in the classical world. So now.
Bea has been part of the youth chorus since she was 6 years old. Now a high school senior and getting ready for college, she's a good example of the longevity of this institution that began back in 1992, all under the creativity and tenacity of its founder, Diane Birkin.
Like too fat. The whole thing needs to have that same bouncy quality. It will be Christmas. It will be Christmas.
You know, when I started it, I was really chasing a sound. There was a sound that I was after. And I knew I loved to teach, and I loved working with young people, and that was the goal.
Now, 20 years later, the Brooklyn Youth Chorus is fulfilling multiple roles and goals.
We're both an educational institution where children who are interested in learning musicianship skills, children who want to learn to be singers, they have a place to come. And for that reason alone, we're providing a very important service.
Young voices are very delicate, and it's rare to find a program that's really so careful with the individual voice.
But the other side is we're a performing group, and a very versatile and beautiful performing group, and in that capacity, we can do anything.
And it appears that the group certainly has. Like when it performs with so many recognizable artists and performers in pop to classical music. To being recognized in its own right, as evidenced by the group's Grammy Award in 2005.
So it's kind of hard to even begin to know what our new goals will be because it's just so open-ended.
One of the byproducts of the Brooklyn Youth Chorus is its diversity and how it teaches adolescents and young children social skills across multicultural boundaries.
So already in this class there's girls and boys. There's kids who are 11 years old to 18 years old. There's kids who are homeschooled. There are kids who are public schools. There are kids who go to private schools. There are kids of every race, nationality, ethnicity. So they get a chance to have relationships that cross all those boundaries that are really just based on a true common interest.
And it's that common interest from which the group derives its strength and camaraderie.
Yeah, that's definitely where the group derives its strength, our common love of music. And I've made my closest friends in the world here who've come from all over the place in Brooklyn. But people I never would have met otherwise have become my closest friends.
Besides just the singing, the social experience here is wonderful. I've met some amazing people, some really talented musicians, and I think lifelong friends.
So the Brooklyn Youth Chorus will practice for about another hour in preparation for their big concert, and we will show you that concert a little later in the program. You're watching Neighborhood Journal, and we're back after this.
Now let's get back to the Brooklyn Youth Chorus. The group has performed with the likes of Elton John, Sting, and so many others. But for many, it all starts in the early years. Here's Charlie Cornacchio with more.
It's where it all begins for many of the members of the Brooklyn Youth Chorus.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Starting with children as young as 6 years old. And learning the strength of singing in a group while getting over the shyness of singing alone.
I believe in little things.
The goals are always to help every individual improve and achieve, as well as for the ensemble.
Sing mama, sing mama, sing mama, sing mama, sing, 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 sing.
This gives children an opportunity to show their stuff to their families, to their community, and to really just be proud of themselves.
But the parents are pretty proud also. Burdette Parkinson's husband had heard about the group from a coworker and thought they should get their 2 children involved.
And he said, we have to get our girls in. So I went online, I looked it up, and then I said, oh my gosh, they have to audition. Of course, as a mother, I'm like really nervous. But anyway, we set up the audition and they came and they auditioned and they had such a great time. They said, Mama, it was just so much fun. I said, okay, so we waited about 2 weeks before we heard whether or not they got in. When we got the letter, oh my gosh, our entire household was really excited.
And for good reason, because the Brooklyn Youth Chorus has been recognized internationally. And that provides plenty of opportunity for these kids to be in places they would not normally have the opportunity to be a part of. The students learn to sight read, vocal training and theory, attention span, and collaboration skills.
We're fulfilling multiple roles and goals at the moment. We're both an educational institution where children who are interested in learning musicianship skills, children who want to learn to be singers, they have a place to come. And for that reason alone, we're providing a very important service.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
With the decline of school music programs over the past 20 years, this group has provided an outlet for as many as the program can hold.
The idea was that I didn't want any boundaries for who could participate. I wanted it to be a program for children who love to sing, who wanted the opportunity to study and to train, where it wouldn't matter what school they went to, if they had money, if they didn't have money, if they could afford tuition. Didn't want any other barriers.
So, Do, Re, Mi eventually turns into holiday concerts, which transitions into television performances, and then translates into co-performances with well-known musical artists. And that's something to sing about.